Year 6, welcome to part 3 of our Q&A vlogs. I'm going to answer 3 questions for you now, and hopefully that will help for you to feel more prepared for September. Question 1 is, I'm worried about the pandemic and being back at school in September. How will school support me with this? I think it's very normal to feel worried and a little bit anxious about starting at secondary, particularly with the current circumstances that we have. We will let you know what's going to happen in September as soon as we know more, but we want to reassure you that you will be informed, you'll be fully informed, you'll know exactly what's going to happen before you start, and also we will let you know what to expect. So we'll tell you what those first few days will involve. And when you are at school as well, the site itself will be a clean and safe place for you to be learning in. We'll make sure that you know exactly where the hand washing stations are. We'll also maintain any rules and regulations that we need to at that time. But again, we will let you know more about what's going to happen in September as soon as we know, and hopefully we will know more about that before the end of term. But it is important to realise that you are all in the same boat, and that if you do feel particularly anxious when you're at school, that you speak to somebody, whether that's your tutor or another teacher or me, your head of year. You can speak to any of us if you are feeling particularly anxious when you are back at school. The second question is, what if I get lost? In all honesty, you probably will get lost a couple of times in those first few weeks. You are moving from quite small primary schools to a much larger secondary school where there are lots of different buildings. Luckily, most of your lessons will be in one particular area, but you will have to move around the school for other subjects and you might get lost. However, it won't last very long. The first thing I will say on that is that you will move around the school with other people in your tutor group or in Year 7. There will also be other students and staff moving around the school at the same time, so you can always stop somebody and ask them where you need to go. All of our buildings are clearly labelled as well, and you will also have your map. So you'll be really good at map skills by the end of those first couple of weeks. And before you know it, you will know your way around school really, really well. Question 3 is, how do I keep track of my homework and how will you support me with this? You will start to get homework quite quickly at Biddenham, and obviously you'll be learning lots of new subjects as well. So the main thing that I would say about homework is to make sure that you are organised. You will have a school planner where you'll be able to write all of your homework down.
Now, when you join secondary school, homework is going to work a little bit differently than in primary school, and that's why it's really important for you to use your Biddenham planner. So in your Biddenham planner, you're going to have 4 different columns. The first one is subject, so you'll write the lesson that you got this piece of homework in. Next, it's homework, and you're just going to write a short sentence reminding you what the homework is. Then you have due date, which will be when your homework's due in. And then you have done, and that's just where you tick it off once you've done the homework. Here's an example of what your homework planner might look like in the week. Your Biddenham planner is really important for your homework as it keeps you organised. It makes sure that your homework is done on time, and in the week when you're not sure what you have to do, you can just go into your planner, check and see what you need to complete. And remember that if you do struggle with any piece of homework, do not hesitate to email or talk to your teacher at school, and I'm sure they'll be able to help you with whatever problems you have.
And the key thing I think for me is to make sure that you don't leave your homework to the last minute, that it's completed. The best thing to do really is to complete it ideally on the night that it's been set, so then it's done and you can move on to the next piece and stay on top of all of the homework that you will get. We also use Google Classroom, where your teachers will set your tasks online and you can access those from your Chromebook at home, and a lot of the time you'll be able to submit your homework on Google Classroom as well, and Google Classroom will give you reminders of due dates for your homework, but you need to make sure that you stay on top of your homework and that you stay organised. I hope that's been helpful for you. I'll be back in a couple of weeks for another vlog with a few more of your questions. Thank you, bye.